You, the people, are the tip of the spear. You are 1776. And I'll tell you something. I don't pay a lot of attention to entertainment. I don't pay a lot of attention to business owners and people. I always thought Donald Trump was entertaining. But in the last year, watching him and seeing the Vatican, the Communist Chinese government, the Mexican president, the Republican Democratic parties, the Koch brothers, the Clintons, all the old Bushes and their crime family, all come out against Donald J. Trump. And the fact that he's exposing vaccines and 9/11 truth, and the fact that mega corporations are tax exempt, and the fact that our borders are open, and that globalism is taking place, and the fact that we're being screwed over on every front, you'd have to be insane not to support him. But I've said this 1,000 times. My focus is not even federal. It's local with people like you. But when something comes along like this, it's a manifestation of populism, you've got to get behind it. I don't agree with a lot of what Bernie Sanders has to say, but he's a lot better than Hillary Clinton. He's a real person. And they had like 100,000 people out the racetrack today for him. She can't even get 100 people or 200 in her rallies. We've covered them all over the country. Joe Biggs has been there. Richard Reeves has been there. She gets 200, 300. This socialist gets 100,000. The media doesn't cover it. The difference is with Donald Trump, he's got constituents that actually work, that are free market, that understand that, hey, I watched all these socialists today on YouTube videos at this 100,000 rally, biggest ever for Bernie Sanders, at a capitalist racetrack, holding up their capitalist phones and their capitalist designer clothes, driving in their Mercedes. I mean, I saw it. Mercedes and Hondas and also, I mean, the poorest of them are better than poor people around the world. It's so sick, but they mean well. They've been raised in the bosom of liberty and freedom, and they have no respect for it. But I'll tell you who does have respect for it is people like Roger Stone, who's been friends with Donald Trump more than 40 years, was his campaign manager, got off the campaign so he could really tell it like it is, and run some super PACs to oppose this system. And talking to him and others of the campaign behind the scenes, I'm here to tell you, he was on 2 weeks ago, and he said, watch, Donald Trump's going to come out against the private Federal Reserve. Boom, did it 5 days later. He said, hey, watch, Donald Trump's going to come out and expose the Saudis in 9/11. Boom, happens a week later. And to know that Donald Trump is tuned into the globalist operation and is aware of what's happening and is getting a crash course in this, because nobody tells him what to think or do. He was already a smart guy. But when he found out they were ending America and ending prosperity, and they drug him into these, New York globalist meetings trying to sell him this in the last 2 years. He said, I'm going to run for president. It was even in Politico. And I don't need all the advertising money. I'm not going to pay the political hacks money. I'm not going to run billions in advertising. I'm going to go directly to the people. And that's happened. So whether Donald Trump's an angel or a devil or in between doesn't matter. He is a manifestation of populism and is truly 1776 Part 2. And I'll say this. If Donald Trump gets elected and delivers on 20% of what he's saying, because he's not a dictator, he will be what John Wayne wishes he was. And I love John Wayne, but he's an actor. He's an archetype. If he does that, he will be George Washington Part 2. So for every action, there is an equal and opposite reaction. And that's happening right now. People are hungry for truth. They're hungry for freedom. They're hungry to stand up for their families of every race, color, and creed. Look at 45% of the voters split 4 or 5 ways in Nevada voted for Trump. They try to make this racial. They try to make it divisional. It's about humanity, and it's about freedom, and it's exciting. And Donald Trump, again, is only a focal point of the awakening that is happening right now, and that's what's so exciting. And I want to thank all of you. I want to salute you right here in the heart of Texas, Austin, for coming out tonight. All the huge activity that you're seeing right now is only the first wave of awakening. This is only the beginning. The genie will not be put back in the bottle. Now, to say something about the man you're about to be able to hear for an hour, and then who's gracious enough to obviously take questions, you're gracious enough to be out here tonight. We salute you for being here, and all the millions that are going to be watching us on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, and other formats. Roger Stone is the consummate insider. He got involved when he was 18 years old with Barry Goldwater, a true patriot who warned of world government. And then he got involved with Richard Nixon, who back then was an angel compared to the system, and worked inside the White House, and worked for Reagan, helped get him elected inside the White House, and helped get George Herbert Walker Bush elected. But it was only after he saw them attack Iraq and lie about WMDs, when everybody knew it was the globalists in Saudi Arabia and the insiders that did it, he began to write books in the last 15 years, like The Men Who Killed Kennedy, that became a bestseller, and exposing the CIA, 9/11, the Bush crime family, the Clinton crime family, all of it. And that takes a lot to be the consummate insider, like Roger Stone, and to come out and tell the truth. StoneZone.com is his website. Everybody out there watching should check it out. Because listen, it's easy at certain levels to be an outsider and oppose the system. It's hard to be an insider who's been one of the top political strategists in the country. Behind the scenes, much bigger than people like Karl Rove, just as important as somebody like David Gergen. And to now be here, and not just in Austin, but around the country, tirelessly working to expose the man behind the curtain. If there is a Toto in this whole situation we're talking about, in this whole Yellow Brick Road, the Wizard of Oz, if there is a Toto, an Operation Toto, it's you out there, the viewers, the listeners, to take action. And the manifestation of Toto, pulling back the curtain in the great mighty Oz, is Roger Stone, the true Trump insider, here in the great Austin, Texas. Roger Stone, come on over here, brother.